The game is connected to the internet. No, it's not. As you walk around, you can leave notes. Okay, let's see if there are other players leaving notes. Or maybe he lied. The narrator in the Stanley Parable, I'm not the most trustworthy person in the world. Hello? What did you say? Nice room? Not. How do I leave a note?
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this,
How do you
but
beat
this
this
game
game?
is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're gonna see have been written by
No point to
Coda.
this.
This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually. Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them.
Oh.
Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
Is it? I see a person trying to screw
But
with
it's ironic,
anybody
isn't
trying
it?
to play
In
it.
playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work.
It's always the better.
I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
It's often like this. It's better to know somebody through his work and things than you just talk to them if they're not really that talkative. Even though a lot of people, they may appear to be one thing, but in reality they're not. But through their work, we can truly understand who they really are. It's often like that. Especially for us nerds. We're not that good at expressing ourselves. And people misunderstood us. If we make works like this, like video games, I make videos, you understand me more than just in real life, I guess. There are too many things in real life that can affect a person. Sometimes you're trying to be nice and you say things that you don't actually believe in, trying to make the other person happy, and people misunderstood you. This is better.
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one. In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
Yeah, this is a better way to understand one person than maybe human-to-human
And
interaction.
because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Oh, we see the lamppost again. It's the destination. It's the goal, the end. And a lot of typewriters. Oh, it's so sad. Just want somebody to speak. Oh, sad. porn stars
Okay,
die
this one
too.
is tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
How? Like this? Spin our own wheels for a few minutes, huh? Ah! Okay, probably not. Not as idiotic as I am. It looks beautiful. And certainly a sense of horror. I not horror, just special. Oh, that's, you mean spinning. Because it's endless, right?
See, like, this is it. The whole game.
Ah!
And there's nothing that's
It
particularly
says
interesting
spin
about
around
it. You
for a
just
few
walk to the end of a
minutes.
hallway.
There are no few minutes.
Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
This is a prison without the furniture, but there are marks in the furniture. Or to go into the center of the room. How about TV with surround sound? That's cool. It's a prison? That's beautiful. I love to live in this prison. A huge horse of picture. A huge picture of horse. A huge horse of picture. That's not what I want. Light up the room. Whatever that is. It says electric lights. You need a table. We can use this. The table, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure none of my choices are making any differences. Yes. It just wants to be whatever that is. It's growing. My prison is growing.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
Certainly reminds me of Stanley Parable.
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Hello, please walk forward. What if I walk backward? Nope, I cannot walk backward. Okay, slowly walk forward. The guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. I do not believe that. Follow the instruction carefully. Take care that you remember each step. First, click on this table, sure? Good. Go over to the photo frame and click to turn it slightly. Photo frame? Yes, I'm pretty sure that's not how we get out. Now turn the floor lamp in this room off, then turn it back on. It's trying to make us feel like we're doing something productive. How do I turn it on and off? I go to left time, so I move. Like we are solving a puzzle, but we're not. Touch the shelves. I'm pretty sure we cannot get out of here. Where are the shelves? Yes. This is not some trap door or anything. We cannot get out. That's it. It's in a real prison. The escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. Okay? Okay, this isn't our prison. This is just a guide for us to escape the real prison. And now we return. And we're going to do everything all over again, and we still can't escape, right?
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events.
I knew it. It's trying to screw with
Here's a
us.
version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real
doesn't
quick
matter.
through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop, that particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Is that a street? A town? Coda, he's more to me like an artist than just a game developer. These ideas, there are no mechanics for a game. These prisons, they're barely a game. They're an interactive work. You interact with the world he creates, but it's not, strictly speaking, it's not a game because there are no mechanics, there are no goals, and, well, at least you can, it challenges your definition of game. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Oh. Hello? I cannot move myself. What's this? Okay, I escaped after you from after... I'm you from after you escaped the prison. You're me? Haha. But I never escaped the prison. So you were trapped in this prison too?
It's a conversation.
Uh-huh.
And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know,
I think
all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
for great artists like him, he wouldn't believe any other person's opinion. He wants to talk to somebody else, but if he talked to another player, the player would not be able to tell him what is better. He has to talk to somebody as good as himself, and he can't find one because he's a genius, so he has to talk to himself. That's how things happen. I wasn't even looking at the conversation anymore. I know there are no point of this. It's meaningless. It's his own conversation. I did get a call, and that's how I escaped. We can never escape. Or to be sincere. It doesn't matter. This is the prison. If we cannot escape, the only way to escape from this prison in a general sense is that we stop the game. The whole game is a prison. This land, everything, the invisible walls around it.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?